Eileen or some shit like.
Yeah, it actually is Eileen. But anyway, welcome back to me screwing up with time scheduling with a guess.
What's up?
Yeah, like who else would it be? Actually, when was the last time you were on here?
I don't know, like 3 months ago, maybe. 4.
I think it was when we did for Madoka Magic. I remember that.
Ah, yes, the shit show.
And it has been 3 months. Wow, you're good at this keeping track thing. I've been going on for like 7 months. Can you believe it? 8 months.
No, I can't. I still can't believe it.
And I know the date that I'm going to be finished. Thank God for that.
The guy who drops his mics twice a day.
Hey, that mic has been sitting on the sun now, and I don't think it works anymore.
I mean, it didn't work before. Why would it work now?
Thank God you bought an expensive mic and gave me your old mic, because this mic is doing way better so far.
Yep.
But anyway, this
got lucky.
Speaking of styles changing over time, I guess we can start with Bloodborne.
Oh boy, oh boy.
There's a lot to say about this, isn't there?
So we're starting off.
I guess how we got introduced to it, because for me, Bloodborne is my third Soulsborne game, because I started with Dark Souls 2, I then did 3, and then I did Bloodborne. And you started Bloodborne after Dark Souls 3, didn't you?
Yeah, actually I was debating on whether to start off with Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne. But I chose Dark Souls 3 over Bloodborne for no particular reason, really. It was just kind of like...
a coin flip.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I might have been like watching YouTube videos, basically. Like I watched a lot of Dark Souls 3 YouTube videos, which kind of made me go towards Dark Souls 3 a little bit more than Bloodborne. Also because I knew nothing about Bloodborne whatsoever. So I was just like, well, I'm just gonna take Dark Souls 3. And yeah, really, realistically speaking, after you play one From Software game, you've played them all, so I just went for Bloodborne.
Oh, that's a new take. I never heard that before, because all of them are so fucking different. That's why there's always Discord. You always...
Are they though?
The fact that people play the first...
There's normal enemies, you grind up, you can heal yourself. There's parry, there's attack, light attack, strong attack.
Well,
your class, end.
Well, I can fucking say the same thing with Kingdom Hearts, that they're both action RPGs, aren't they? So yeah, I'm gonna fucking compare Kingdom Hearts to fucking Bloodborne now, am I?
It follows the same formula. You dodge, you parry, you attack. And
Bloodborne, you gotta have a gun.
I mean, sure, the lore is different, and there's difference in weapons. And yeah. I'm not saying they're the same game, but I'm just saying once you've played one of their games, you know how the rest go. You know that there are secrets. You know like,
their
for example,
style.
Or chests that can kill you. You know, you learn things that make the game way more enjoyable and easier to play. So, yeah, that's my view on it.
Oh, yeah, no, but I guess
you cannot genuinely tell me that the first Dark Souls type of game you play is gonna be harder than the other, right? Like it's gonna be harder than the others because you don't know what to expect. You don't know how things go, you know?
Yeah, no,
yeah, go on.
I started with Dark Souls 2, and that game is sort of fucking easy compared to the rest of the series, but it's still kind of hard. So like, the game with this series is not even hard to begin with.
You're gonna struggle with the first game you play. After that, because you're gonna know how things go, to a rough extent, to a basic. You're gonna know what you're gonna do, Also, like, some people might not know if you fuck up something halfway through the story, or if you don't pick up an item, you won't be able to get a certain ending at the end, right? So after you play, like, Dark Souls 3 that has multiple endings, you're gonna know, like, oh, so I'm gonna need to research what things you need to have for the ending to know what things to look out for the game.
Finally, speaking of that, only Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne do this sort of crap. For Dark Souls 1, you get both of the endings on the end. You either choose A or B. In Dark Souls 2, it's like, just talk to this guy 3 times and then you do it. And then, yeah. Dark Souls 3, you have to... There's so many different fucking endings, like the one where you become the Dark Lord and you have to do all the stuff with the Dark Sigil. In Bloodborne, you have so many fucking umbilical cords. It's insane.
Yep.
But anyway, I remember...
Go on.
Yeah, okay, it's like as though it's my podcast or something. Anyway, I remember my first playthrough of Bloodborne. Wasn't the best. Kind of annoying. And it left a weird taste in my mouth compared to you, which for you, it fucking clicked, didn't it?
No, don't you? The first time I picked up the game, I was like, I fucking hate this shit. It's so bad. It's trash. I hope it burns in fire. I don't know. I
I guess
completely despise the game to the core
I
of it.
think we should
I hated
play.
so many things. I hated so many things about it. But then after like the first 2 or 3 bosses, I was like, you know what? It's not such a bad game. And then by the end, I was like, such a great game. 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Would play once again. And then I beat the game 3 more times.
I
And then I
remember.
beat another 1 time. And then I went to play the DLC bosses in +4 or 5 difficulty. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah, I still remember the night you told me, oh, like, I finally beat Bloodborne, I'm good to you. I went to bed, I wake up, and then you're like, I beat Bloodborne again. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like no joke. I was like, I beat Bloodborne. I was so excited. I was so happy. The next day I had school, and I was like, I have school. It's so late. I should go to bed. But then I was so confident. I was so cocky in myself. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I bet I can beat the game again. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna play a little bit. And then I played for like another 2 hours or some shit like that. I beat the game once again. And I was like, well, you know what? I missed out on like I'm gonna sleep for 4 hours today. But you know what? I beat the game twice in one day, so suck my dick.
No, but then you made you realize Bloodborne can be a really short game if you choose to do in which order. There's a lot of optional crap in this game, which I have to give it to
Yeah,
it. It's
like
cool.
I was thinking about I was thinking for a second, yo, I wanna get the other endings for the platinum trophy. And I was thinking, I was like, I can do this.
Yeah, you did eventually did it.
It was the first game where I genuinely wanted to complete it 100%, and I was thinking to myself, I can do this quite easily without having to go out of my way to do stuff that are really annoying, except the challenge
Yeah, that
dungeons.
fucking sucks.
Because in other games, if you want to get a platinum trophy, you gotta do some really annoying stuff. Like
Did you
really
collect
annoying
all
stuff.
the confident items and all the miracles and all the rings and
Yeah, it's just kind of like, you can hold that. You can hold that thought. But for Bloodborne, I was confident myself. I was like, okay, I can do this. And that's why I beat the game a second. Like I was thinking to myself, okay, what bosses do I need to do, and how long will it take me? I was like, okay, I figured out what bosses are mandatory. There are not that many. I knew roughly the layout of the map. Like I kind of memorized it to a certain point. So I was like, okay, I know where to go from. I know how to beat them. I can do it. And then I beat the whole game in
one
New
sitting.
Game Plus. Like, yeah, in 2 hours or some shit like that.
Speed runs for Bloodborne are fucking insane. I want to get into it, but then I'm like, I have no time anymore.
It's like you gotta fucking hold down a tag in a certain position on a certain point in the map, and then you glitch through, and then you spawn on the other side or some shit.
Oh yeah, you have like the death cam thing where you trick the game into thinking you're dying because of fall damage, but you're still alive. And you go, there's so much fucking stuff you can do in Bloodborne. It's insane.
Basically, you need to memorize where you should be and how you should glitch the game. It's speedrunning is not about glitches in the end of the day.
No, they're all depending on the fucking category you're going through. There's 100%. There's only mandatory bosses. There's glitchless rounds. There's so many. It's fun.
No, I've pretty much speedrun the game, but in New Game Plus, so it's not the same thing, and without glitches. So it took 2 hours.
Compared to me, though, my first playthrough of Bloodborne, it wasn't bad because I have been through Dark Souls 3 and I love that one. But with Bloodborne, my issue was definitely the fucking bosses. But I guess we'll get to that when we talk about the bosses. For me, the game just felt fucking in a sort of sense when I first played through it. The second time and third time, they were much better because I think I realized what the hell I was doing. But that goes for all the Souls games, so yeah. In my most recent playthrough, which was like 3 months ago, where I needed to get the final ending, which is the becoming the new host of the Nightmare. It made me realize, oh yeah, I actually like Bloodborne. It took me a while to say it, but like, it comes with all Soulsborne games, I think. So yeah, we both like Bloodborne.
Quite different experiences, though. You've been hating on the game for like what 2 years now?
Yeah, it's like fuck me. I remember I did the top 10 games of 2019, which I played through not where it was released because I don't know. Bloodborne was released in 2012, wasn't it?
Some shit like that.
Let's be.
Let me just mention something that's gonna really piss you off.
Mention.
It's like the Phantom Thieves gave you a change of heart.
I'm gonna fucking end the call right here, right fucking now.
And that's how you get out of doing the things that you promised to your friends' kids. Just mention something they hate.
Like,
It might hurt your relationship with your friend, but you know what? Sometimes it's worth it.
oh god, just this fucking weird brain image, like a fucking someone asked me like, why do you have the entire collection of Persona? I imagine it being like 8 games, and like, what happened to number 5? It's like, we don't talk about number 5.
What happened to number 5? You remember the thing, that burned image you saw a while ago that I keep in the closet? It's like, yeah, well, what about it? It's Persona 5.
Yeah, like, actually, no, I was wrong. Bloodborne was released in 2015.
I mean, it's still all 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think it was released near, like, it was released with Dark Souls 2 or some shit like that. Like,
oh yeah, they were made during
later.
the same not time category. What the fuck do you say? Time lap? Period. Thank you. They're created at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell which one's the better game.
Yes, you can.
I still like Dark Souls. I still like Dark Souls, so don't get me wrong, but still.
Well, it's not a matter of if you like the game or not. It's a matter of which one is objectively better, you know? Trying to
Bloodborne Souls, like, compared to bosses, I still prefer Dark Souls 2.
You can say that Dark Souls 2 is an alright game. You can still like Dark Souls 2, whatever. But if you're gonna have to compare Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne, which one is better? I would say Bloodborne all the time. You know.
Overall, yes, but the biggest vocal point of each Souls game is definitely the bosses, which we start in Bloodborne, because that's one of my negatives of this game.
Well, for me, it's the gameplay. If I don't fuck with the gameplay, I'm not gonna enjoy the game that much.
Guns are
that's why I didn't really like Dark Souls 1, because it was really clunky and it was really sluggish.
It's an old game.
And like, I was playing Dark Souls 3, and like the fucking dodging in that game is just like, you know, you dodge and you bust a nut. In Dark Souls 1, it was like, it felt like I was in slow motion.
Doesn't help that the game, like, I think every class you choose, it begins you with fat rolling. That always bugs me.
Yeah, you gotta remove some clothes and shit like that.
And it doesn't help that you look absolutely ugly in that game. It's like, oh god, where's the fashion sense in this protagonist?
Oh, that's your issue.
Oh, look ugly. I look like a fucking beef jerky.
I really like the ninja rolling in Dark Souls 1, the ring.
Oh god, actually thinking about it, once we're done with the Bloodborne, we're only missing 2 Soulsborne games, and you haven't even finished Dark Souls 2.
And I will never will.
Right, because you're bad at the game.
It's a shit game.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Shit game for shit people who do shit posting on.
But don't worry, I've already done one for Dark Souls 2 by myself, which you should listen, by the way, and then we can do Dark Souls 1 in a later date.
Really? You're advertising your other videos in your new video? Really?
Yeah, fuck me. There's gonna be like a fucking upload spam, by the way. I'm thinking I'm gonna fucking upload 5 podcasts because I'm missing a couple of weeks worth. Anyway.
Shit posting at its finest. Anyway.
I only did one, and that's for the Kingdom Hearts one if you don't count my fucking meltdown.
You counted that as a fucking podcast.
Hey, I've been going for 7 months. Give me some slack.
Shit post. 13-second shit post counted as a podcast. It had nothing to do with podcast whatsoever. You weren't even talking.
I know, but that would be so fun. Anyway, also Dark Souls 1 is the same issue I had with Bloodborne. Like, I hated it in the beginning, but I sort of liked it towards the end. But that's another story for another time. Let's start with the bosses, which the first one technically you beat in Bloodborne is the Cleric Beast.
Yes, that was the first boss that I beat, the Cleric Beast.
Yeah, I think it
was a fun boss and a fun introduction to the whole game and the whole like breaking limbs mechanic.
Which I still have no idea how it fucking works. I just swap it until he fucking broke down, and then it's like this weird animation with blood, and then he gets it back, and then he's dead. I still don't know what happened.
Well, if you damage it enough, like a certain amount of damage the limb has to take, and then it breaks, and then it takes more damage, and like it, you know, it looks a little bit different, like it has blood on it and stuff like that. But all of the enemies can heal it back if you give them enough space. So yeah. Like, the whole idea is trying to break the limb so you can do more damage and end it faster.
No, but I think it's the issue with most of those board games. There's a lot of fucking mechanics. They're like, oh, this is a mechanic we're never gonna tell you about. Like, it took me a while to realize in Bloodborne, when you're dodging, but the enemy still hits you, you take double the damage. I wish that was something the game fucking told me, because, like, why did I get one shot?
Well, that's something you learn outside of the game. It's like, oh, yeah, if you're dodging and you get hit, well, you're gonna get fucked.
It's like, hey, hello, what happened here? But then it reminded me, another thing I don't like about the bosses in the game it's the way the HP bar is presented. Like in other games, when you hit an enemy, the red bar goes down and it leaves behind a little yellow bar, and it goes down with him after a short while. Bloodborne doesn't have that, and always weirds me out because I feel like I'm not doing anything towards the boss, and it takes forever.
That's a you problem.
I know.
In my opinion, the bosses die too fast. Honestly, I was like, oh, really?
They do. Like,
Oh, that's actually no. That's not the problem I had with Bloodborne. That's the problem I had with Dark Souls 1, where I would just literally dick slap the boss and kill it in 5 hits, and I would be like, yo, where's the challenge? I'm not even grinding in this game. Where's the challenge? Come on.
the magic with Soulsborne games, you don't really have to fucking grind for the bosses. You grind for the weapons, which is actually really fun.
Yeah, you don't really grind for the boss. You grind to level up your weapons and generally building up your stats to use other shit.
That's
except the
what I
ones that you
mean.
got in the beginning. But yeah, anyway, moving forward.
Yeah, no, the cleric piece, I did like it. Is a good introduction boss because like you hear it in the beginning, like you walk up the ladder, you hear this weird screeching sound, and then you see it.
And
yeah, there you go.
I saw. Then they did Cleric Beast 2.0 where he's on fire.
We get to the DLC when we get to the DLC. Stop jumping around, Jesus, dude.
Well, I mean they're related, so.
No, the thing with the lore for the cleric beast is like those who took the blood when they're clerics. I don't know, clerics in old English times. So anyway, if they're clerics, they're like most affected because of the blood because they're so close to it. I think that's the lore. That's why he looks so horrific compared to hunters who took the blood that become beasts. But then I was like, that's it. That's pretty much all its lore. Some bosses have amazing fucking lore, like Ludwig. We have so much history. Then you have the cleric beast, who's just like a generic guy that just took too much blood, and then he became a beast. That's pretty much it. And another thing I don't like about the cleric beast is that the main bridge you fight him up, there's like a little hill. There's like a little area on top, which you can actually visit once you go through the cathedral ward. And it would have been so cool if you skip the cleric beast and go to that area. You could have fight cleric beast somewhere else, but then the game didn't do that. I'm like,
I know, that's fine though. The place he was at.
Also, the music is really fucking good. By the way, I liked it. One of the most.
You probably gotta be hearing from him a lot.
Definitely, even though I do think Bloodborne has the biggest soundtrack of them all.
Damn. Moving forward, Father Gascoigne.
Hey, it's my job.
Hey.
Father Gascoigne. Hey, he's okay.
The thing I said. Solid boss. He had some lore.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually quite sad with the daughter and all that crap. But another thing I like about Gascoigne is definitely
isn't the whole lore that he killed his wife and then you can find his wife's corpse on the rooftop.
Oh yeah, and you get the yellow bird with the daughter. Yeah, but we get to the end.
And then if you just want the blood gem, you break the blood gem and you use it on your weapon. You just don't give a shit about the storyline.
That's not even that deep. But I've had that Gascoigne himself. One thing I like about him. What was it? I forgot. I remember. I had to point at the tip of my tongue.
I know what I liked about him. I liked the boss fight. It was fun as shit, because you start off with this humanoid and then he becomes a werewolf, right? And he just starts swinging everywhere. So I like that. Actually, I thought you couldn't parry him in beast mode.
You can. It's amazing.
But you can. I learned that like after I finished playing the game, and I was just like, come on, really.
No, that's what I love about this boss because like the game actually is silly. If you know how to fucking use the gun, a lot of the bosses become really fun, but they do become kind of easy. But some bosses are immune to the gun, so that's the point here. But like with Gascoigne, it's like so much fun when you're able to successfully parry him with the gun. It's just really, really satisfying and fun to do, even if he's beast mode.
Honestly, the best thing about Bloodborne is the goddamn gun and the parry mechanic. Because
I have gun phobia. Can you believe it?
I hate it. I hated parrying in Dark Souls, and I never parried anything in Dark Souls. I still can't parry for shit in Dark Souls games, right? But then in Bloodborne, I was just like, man, parrying is the shit, I just like the gun so much. It's not like I used it for damage. I was just like, bam, parry. Get fucked.
It's so satisfying.
And the fisting animation is quite good too.
The thing is, Dark Souls, when it comes to parrying animation, Bloodborne has the weakest one because you put your hand inside the guy's beast and then you take it out. Dark Souls 2 had a very... Why am I talking about Dark Souls 2? We're talking about Bloodborne here, for fuck's sake.
I don't know. I like the animation. It was fun, just fisting people.
Yeah, it could have been more varied, but like I liked it.
I think like he fisted them and then he would just bump them with his shoulder and be like, "Bitch, get the fuck off me."
The music is also
Which-
fucking good, by the way, for Feather Quest going.
Solid. That was a solid arena design, which you visit later with the NPC
Why are you jumping?
Eileen the Crow. Yeah, I don't care.
We'll get
so
to it.
The arena was also good. You know,
Yeah, it kind of
solid.
clustered, but I guess you can use it to your advantage because, like, in his human form, he can't break into the tooth stone, but when he's in beast mode, he can. So, like, that's something you can use it. But you can also pour fire at him, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Also, the thing with the fucking music box as well, which can make the boss even easier because, like, it's the first boss, but, like, easy.
If you know it exists and if you know how to use it, because not everybody does. You know, if you're not really looking up on guides, you can miss it. You can miss it quite easily.
That is true.
It's not like the game's just like, hey, come here, take this. Yeah, this breaks the boss. Have fun.
What do you mean
know?
you didn't know you can talk to the fucking windows?
What do you mean you didn't know you could talk to a third window in certain area above a bridge underneath a stairwell? I don't know. Like, I don't even know where you can find his door that gives you the box. Honestly, I never used it.
I played the beginning part of Bloodborne so fucking time that I have the entire fucking map layout in my head and I know exactly how to get to it. It's insane.
I know, in my opinion, you don't really need it. You can quite easily kill him.
I know, but like, depending, like, when I play through Soulsborne games, I like, depending on my mood, sometimes, like, I'm gonna play through the entire game from top to bottom, which includes all the fucking NPC quest line. But if I want to play it through casually, I still fucking do it because I have this weird OCD when it comes to Soulsborne games. It's a bad habit.
You're goofy casual, that's what you are. Goddamn casual.
Kind of the opposite. Anyway, next fight is Vicar Emilia.
A solid fight in my opinion. I liked it. It was fun.
My issue is the music is the same as the cleric beast, but I do like Vicar Emilia. Before going into the fight, you actually hear her do a little prayer, and that prayer actually has a lot of lore and significant. And it's like, oh hey, good.
It was a time where I started actually liking the game. At that boss fight.
I was still questioning it for me because, like, Vicar Emilia, I wish we get to know her, like, make her an actual NPC before she turned into a beast, so we can see, like, oh, like, this is what happens to someone who takes the blood. I wanted to get to know her, even just for a little bit. Like, you talk with her, she tells you, oh, can you go get me this ring, which can help you, and then you come back, and then she turns into the beast. That could have been such a cool thing to add, but the game is like, let's just do the beast now, have fun. The fight itself is okay.
I don't know. The Father God's couldn't fight for me. It was like, okay. I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, this game might be good. You know? Because I started off hating it at the beginning. And then after that fight, I was like, in the Vicar Emilia fight, I was like, okay, this game's solid. Yeah, and then I just kept playing. Actually, can't you do the... how was that boss's name?
Vicar
An
Emilia.
optional boss?
Bloodstar Beast.
Yeah, can you do that?
that?
It's the next boss, shut up. Can't you do that boss before Vicar Emilia?
Yes, you can. I'm just following this fandom list that has them all listed in the order you will naturally progress to.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I beat the other boss, the Bloodstar Beast, before.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, anything else for Vicar Emilia or?
Nah, it was a solid fight. It was fun. And it was nice that there was another fight that she can parry, you know, because parrying breaks the game, kind of.
That is true.
So it was nice. It was nice having a boss in that you have to dodge and, you know, figure out how to be without parrying.
But then it weirded me out because the thing with, like, she's one of the few bosses who can actually heal herself. Like, she will hold her pendant and she will start healing herself. The game will encourage you to use a Nubbling Mist on her so she wouldn't fucking heal herself, obviously. But the thing is, if you're fast enough, she doesn't have time to do it. And I think it's the only time the game ever tells you, like, this sort of things can happen. It's sort of a gimmick that sort of drop halfway through. It's just a weird thing. Anyway,
anyway, moving forward.
Yeah, the Bloodstar Beast, which I have a funny story with, because when I was playing through Bloodborne for the first time, I was pretty sick. I still played through it, and when I got to Bloodstar Beast, I fucking threw up because it was so disgusting.
I had so much fun with it because I was just like, man, this bitch is fast as fuck. So I was just relying on my reaction speed just to counter it, you know, parry the bitch. And it was quite fun. It was fun dodging it and then trying to parry it. because it was really fast. And then like in the third stage, there's poison everywhere.
Yeah, no, that poison is always annoying me because like yeah, no,
Yeah, I
compared
was
to
gonna say it gets really annoying, but it's still fun.
Dark Souls 3, I think Bloodborne does a good job with poisoning though, because even though I'm pretty sure it's the only fucking boss that does poisoning, by the way. Because like when you go through all yarn of the game, it's like here's some poison item, here's some antidote, here's some antidote. So you're like, oh, I know what to expect.
Yeah.
But then slow poison just fucking sucks, and you don't have a lot of HP during the beginning because it's like a sort of early game beginning. So it's like, oh, you die fast.
In my opinion, it's a really solid boss, and you can cheese it a lot if you got the cocktails and you just throw them at the wall, and then it chases the wall, and then you just hit the shell of the boss. It has a good atmosphere and fun gameplay.
And the music is good as well.
And the fact that they reused the boss like 1,000 times in the chalice dungeons is kind of a meh, it's kind of questionable, but it was fun the first time you fight it.
In the main game.
In the main game. We're not talking about the chalice dungeons.
Though it's also one of the few bosses every time I do it, I personally use I use the Alfred summon because like I'm not dealing with this shit alone. Fuck that noise.
I enjoy doing it alone.
No, you fucking house.
No, I enjoy pairing that boss because it's just really fast and it's really fun.
It is. It's hectic. I remember I beat him the day after. I was still pretty sick, and I'm like, if I throw up again, I'm gonna be mad.
Mm. Moving forward, next boss.
The Witch of Hamwick. That's fucking forgettable, but the music was lit.
I'm not even. There's nothing to say about that one. You just run around, you kill them, and that's it.
It's forgettable. The only good, interesting part is like once you beat it, you get the item that lets you use runes. I think.
That's the only reason why you fight the boss in the first place.
I know. I do like the little area where you walk downstairs and then like this hunter with its eye ripped out. I feel like, yeah, that's some nice lore indication. Butters me up.
I don't.
And that's pretty much fucking it. And the next boss.
I can't even defend the boss fight. It's really just something to cock block you from using runes for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, but it's also a boss that I fucking like doing because like there's enemies that spawn if you have insight, which is a mechanic in the game we didn't even bother to it. Which has insight. Yeah. I personally like going to the boss. Burp in the middle of my sentence. I go to that fight, I get the insight, I go back, spend my insight just to buy some bulk paper and all that crap. Just to do this boss even easier because like it's fun beating the crap out of all women.
I'm sure that comment's gonna age well.
I'm a real equalizer. Equalist. I don't know. Is that even a word?
I don't think it is.
Well, now it is. Anyway, the next boss, which is kind of better but not really. Darkbeast Pearl.
I don't know. The thing is about that boss fight, if you don't know that it exists, and if you don't know that there's a lantern that you can get, it's gonna make it really painful later on because you lose the ability to spawn out the lantern that's close to the boss fight.
We do the locations later because that is an interesting point as well, definitely.
So you need to know that the boss fight exists and you need to fight it before a certain period in the game because it's gonna be a bigger headache later on. Also, that boss fight just breakdowns on you, which is really annoying, but it's fun. You can parry it, so it's a bit more difficult.
It's like the cleric beast, but with a little bigger and electricity.
Yeah, and
because
like
I remember you can break the limb.
If you hit its legs, it falls down or some shit like that.
And it loses its charge. Yeah.
Yeah, and it loses its charge, so it has its own gimmick. So yeah.
But that gimmick makes it really easy as well, sadly.
Yeah, but the boss fight isn't that easy in my opinion. I don't know.
It's memorable. I do like the design, and the thing is with his lore, it's something if you don't think about it, it just might seem inconsequential at all compared to everything else. But I was sitting in the radar room one day, I banged my head against the desk one day, and his lore literally lighted my entire head for like 3 hours straight because there's so much connection with so many fucking weapons. It's insane with this fight. I also had an aneurysm, but that's not the point.
Sounds like your brain had a mini shock.
When the Navy, you get them either way. Anyway, the next fight is my least favorite boss in the entirety of Soulborne game. And the fucking thing is with the those three bosses we talked about, they're all fucking optional. But this is fucking mandatory. The Shadow of Yharnam. I hate that fight for so many reasons.
The Shadow of Yharnam just become a regular enemy towards the end of the game.
It makes it even worse.
Yeah, a regular enemy. Which just makes it even more funny because it's just like, I used to be a boss.
But
Now I kill you in 3 hits. But then they can molest you in 3 hits too, so... Yeah. I don't know. I like the whole thing where you fight, you're in a disadvantage. Like
3
1
against
versus
1.
3. What you saying?
3 against 1.
Yeah. But I like that. You can parry them, which if you couldn't, that boss fight would be actual hell. But you can parry them, so it comes easier. It has some bullshit ass moves
With the
so
fucking snakes.
fine.
Did on my recent playthrough with them, they were fucking pissed off easy, but they still make me fucking mad.
You can really glitch them. Like I've seen this glitch where the guy drops down into arena somehow. It glitches the whole map, and then they just stand there while he beats the shit out of them and just kills them.
Oh, yeah, I think the
So-
trigger is going through the fucking gates if you don't. Yeah, that's so many stuff about it. But the reason I hate them the most is because of their fucking lore implication, making absolutely no sense. The only interesting thing about them is their name, Shadow of Yharnam. Not Yharnam as in the fucking town, as in the fucking Queen Yharnam, the bitch that died a long time ago because of a failed abortion. That's pretty much it. That's their lore. We have no reason why they fight us. We don't know what the hell they're doing there. Is it because of Yharnam, the Queen Yharnam, asking them to test or something? We don't know, and that pisses me off. And the music is fucking forgettable, even though it was done by Yuka Kitamura, which I fucking love her work as well, but still makes me mad.
Uh-huh. I got nothing to say. Cool fight, go brrr.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? Like I enjoyed the 3 versus 1. Also the parrying mechanic. That's it.
Yeah, honestly, pairing makes this
It
fight
wasn't,
easier,
in
but
my
still.
opinion, it wasn't even that hard of a boss. I beat it like in 2 or 3
I'm not
tries.
saying it's fucking hard, but it still makes me pissed.
The run time to the boss fight is really horrible though. I'm not sure if I missed a shortcut or something, but I just remember having to run to.
Yeah, there is a shortcut. Okay, no, the Forbidden Woods, the area you fight them in, they're fucking whack. It's insane.
Yeah, the run up isn't that nice. So
No, yeah,
that
it's
would-
my person, the only area, like, no matter how much I go through here, my brain's like, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking memorize shit.
Mm. I knew where I should go just to kind of like get to that area, but I didn't know how the area actually went. I just knew how to get to a boss fight.
Yeah, it's like just follow the lit lanterns and you'll get there, but that's still like a minute run, actually.
Yeah, a mediocre fight. Let's just leave it at that. At least in my opinion.
Even lower than that. Anyway, the next fight, which is significantly better, but not by much, is Rom the Vacuous Bimbo.
Which happens almost immediately.
See, the fucking mandatory bosses are fucking shit. I'm saying it.
I don't know. I hate the ROM so much. From what I got in the community, they either love the boss or they hate the boss. There's no in between.
But
The boss
community
is
a fucking
shit. You have to fight it lots of other times in
The chalices.
the challenge dungeons, which just doesn't make it any better. It's a gang boss. You can kind of cheese it. Like you can cheese the second stage if you empower yourself and hit it fast enough. So you can like skip one stage, right? I've done that. But it's not a fun boss fight. It's a gang boss fight. There's lots of enemies. You can get one shot really easily. So you gotta run around, hit it, run around. You know, you gotta be really patient. And then if you want to kill all the small spiders to make it easier to kill the main boss, you're gonna waste a lot of time. And if you end up getting one shot that you can with some bullshit ass magic moves,
Yeah.
that happened to me and it pissed me off so much. Nah, shit boss fight.
I do agree with you.
The only good thing about the boss fight is that blind guy who was really fucked up, really high on eyeballs, just pointing towards the sea. You're like, okay, you jump down
Well,
in
let's
this
say you go.
ocean thing.
Willem, there you go.
The arena was really nice.
Yeah, no,
that's it.
I do agree with you, but the thing is, with you and I, our points, I do like the fight actually, because you and I, we look for bosses differently.
Yeah.
Which is a point, because the thing I love about Rom is her fucking lore, the music, the area, the atmosphere for the fucking entire fight, and the music as well. It's one of my highlights of the game, especially the cutscene you get afterwards with Queen Yharnam and the Blood Moon finally revealing itself. The whole entire sequence going through it is absolutely fucking amazing, and I love it. And my recent playthrough of Bloodborne, when I fought her, I did it the quote unquote correct way, which is like defeat all the spires before defeating her, and it did make it slightly better, but it took way longer than it needed to. And by me way longer, I mean like an extra 2 minutes. Yeah, I like the fight.
Shit fight.
I like my
Horrible.
atmosphere. It's nice. Also, I love spiders.
That fight makes me sick.
Speaking of sick stuff, the one reborn.
Such a dumb fight.
Hey, it looks cool. I give him that. Okay, it doesn't look cool. It makes me throw up as well, but still.
I mean, it has the atmosphere going for the boss fight. It had the design, which was interesting and all that. But then the fact that you gotta go up, you gotta run around, kill all of the maidens
before fighting
him, before fighting the actual boss fight, and the boss fight can still hit you with some moves, is really annoying. And then you gotta go down and kill him, and if you die, the run up to a fight, by the way, I remember being quite bad. So you gotta run quite a long way to get to a fight.
Yeah, but interesting.
And every time you die, you gotta go back and kill all the maidens and kill the boss.
Yeah, but an interesting thing with this fight, actually, before the run up towards it, there's like this weird golden human zombie things doing the mega contract gesture. And if you fucking lure one of those casket weird creatures amalgamation towards the light, that they damages, which in turn makes the one reborn has less attack, which makes the fight even easier. Actually, that's an interesting fact.
I know that those lights actually, I remember they interact with the boss. You can nerf the boss.
Yeah, like
it's a gimmick. That's something about Bloodborne. Lots of bosses have lots of different gimmicks.
My issues with it's fucking mandatory bosses, because before that you had fucking Rom and the Vacuous and Rom and then the Shadow of Yharnam, and now you have them, which is like 3 fucking gang bosses in a row.
The one reborn isn't really a gang boss.
Oh, you still have the maidens though. It's in technicalities.
The maidens, they don't really attack unless you go up there and you fight them. They just heal the boss. So
no, they still attack you with fireballs if you decide to stay down.
I don't remember.
So yeah, gang. It's in the definition.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I don't remember.
It's not as bad as Rom. Rom is the worst one. Then it's Shadows of Yharnam, and finally is the one reborn.
You forgot about Mikolash, but we'll get to him. But no, I remember when I was doing the one reborn, I was playing in the living room, and I'm like, "Hey, mom, check this out. Do you think it's disgusting?" And it's a shot of the moon. It's like, "Oh, what do you mean? It's just the moon." And then the minute it show up, it's like, "What the fuck are you playing? Can you not?" Makes me laugh. Solid. Anyway, now we're going into some more optional bosses. The first one being Martin Lutherius in the Forsaken Castle of Cainhurst.
That was a fun boss.
It is really nice. It sucks that it's optional.
Also, it has good atmosphere for the whole area, and the area was quite sick. When I went there to fight the boss, I was really surprised in the different scenery, because it had nothing to do with what you were before. Like snowing and castles. I mean, castles they had, and it was tied with the whole castle theme and the whole gothic thing, but like it was like also snowing, which I liked.
It did feel my gothic face as well.
Solid boss.
The dormant goth bitch that lays within me.
He had its own gimmicks with the whole fucking swords that he spawns on top of his head or some shit like that, and they rush you down. Which I remember
they annoyed the hell out of me, but I beat him either way. And then you tell me, "Oh yeah, you can shoot you with your fucking gun," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, you can literally shoot that shit with your gun, and then it stops. It just disappears at the boss. It's just like, what the really?
Yeah,
really?
I had to fucking every time he did it, I had to beeline towards the fucking knife and the sword before it goes mental. Ugh.
Yeah, the sword was kind of annoying, but overall it was a fun fight where the boss just mixes up, from really quick attacks to like a more slow-paced movement and like magic abilities.
And it is
solid.
And it's a boss I personally struggle with a lot. I remember on my first playthrough, because I think I was under level, because like you can go into Cainhurst so fucking early in the game. It's insane, which I do like that about Bloodborne. You can do so much crap before continuing with the main game, quote unquote. I just really like that.
I actually fought the boss only one time.
Really? It's actually a good one.
On my first, yeah, because you have to go through a whole area, which is quite big.
Just optional.
So I never went out of my way again to do that, you know, because I was like rushing the game to get the endings for the trophies. So I was just doing the mandatory bosses.
No, but I did the thing. The reason I do it is because like I do start a lot of No Game Plus. Not No Game Plus. I mean new save file for Bloodborne with any Soulsborne game. So I'm like, I want to get the highest possible weapon before doing the mandatory bosses. So I always go through Cainhurst. So it's like, I'm making this even harder for myself.
Yeah, but that's different because I was going in New Game Plus. So I literally beat every boss and I had everything at that point. So I was just like, it's a fun boss. And if I had the option to only fight the boss again, I would definitely do it. But I had to go through a whole area to do that. So I was like, nah, you're good. You can keep that one.
Bloodborne would have really been fucking beneficial if it did what Sekiro did on a free update. It's like, oh, you can do all the bosses again. That would have been fun.
Yeah, but that was Sekiro is the only one that did that. Let's get that. Let's get that clear, okay?
I know,
No
it's,
other Soulsborne games did that before Sekiro,
Actually-
and people weren't expecting that from Sekiro either. It was a good thing they added it, but it's something that nobody expected.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was only added because Sekiro won Game of the Year.
Probably. You know, I mean, didn't Bloodborne also won Game of the Year?
I don't think so, actually. Let me check the Game of the Years for 2015. Games of... Wow, we're doing a side note, by the way.
We are.
I think it was the same year Breath of the Wild was released. No, The Witcher 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. That's sad.
Yeah, Bloodborne was the contender, obviously, but then it's like,
Yeah. No. Damn. That's rough.
None of us played through The Witcher, have we?
I have nothing to say about The Witcher whatsoever.
I mean, Martin Logari is a good fight overall.
Solid.
The
Moving
next
forward.
fight is fucking Space Almond Amygdala.
Nah, that shit. Honestly, getting through the area was much harder than the actual
Yeah, the
boss
Nightmare
fight.
Frontier fucking sucked, but I did like the different visual because, like, oh my god, there's light in here.
The different visual was definitely appreciated. You know, it was definitely fun. Also experiencing the new area, but like they had like poison lakes or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
which made it worse.
Not the regular enemies they had in that area were complete hell to fight. I like the whole amygdala is like the part of the whole theory where it's a part of your brain in the fear that makes the fears. You know, because the part of your brain that makes all of your fears is called amygdala, and it looks like an almond.
And
So
it's
that's
amazing.
why
It's amazing. It's amazing.
that's why it was shaped that way, and that's why that boss was named that way. And they were like, people were making theories that, oh, you're in a dream, so you're finding your fears inside of your dream, which was
Amazing.
it gave the boss more meaning, because without that, it was just kind of meaningless. You
Also, the
know?
music was fucking good.
Oh, I don't remember the music whatsoever, but the actual
Yeah.
gameplay of the boss, it
I'm fine with
had
that.
the gimmick of breaking the head, so it takes more damage. I think you have
Yeah.
to attack the limbs. Like if you don't break the head, like that, you do nothing. So you gotta focus the limbs. And then the fact that you have to fight it again
And the chalices.
with half HP definitely didn't make it better. But whatever.
My
All right,
recent
well-
playthrough on Bloodborne, I was kind of over leveled because I forgot about him, so that made it significantly easier.
Solid.
Anything else for Amygdala? But I guess that's pretty much it. You pretty much said anything I like. I pretty much said I like the whole lore with the brain and the fucking... It's a space almond! I fucking love almonds from space! Or
Lore,
nightmares,
that's it.
technicalities.
Moving forward, just it makes me remember the chalice dungeons, and I don't like that.
Anyway, Celestial Emissaries.
Oh yeah, that thing. You have to fight it
something.
again in the chalice dungeons.
Yeah, because they're so much fucking harder, I think. No?
Again, okay, you have to fight again. I actually struggled the first time fighting. Wait.
What?
No.
What?
No. I'm confusing the bosses.
Yeah,
I'm confusing the bosses. You're talking about the mushroom tip guys, the space
Yeah.
aliens, whatever.
before the real one.
I was thinking about the next boss that you fight immediately after those.
We'll get there,
The-
don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, that boss fight was a gang boss, but it was easy as shit. You just rush down the main guy and you kill it, and you just keep running, and then you keep killing the main enemy. That's it.
By themselves.
Really easy boss. I don't know what's the lore behind it. Honestly, I don't care.
Yeah, by themselves, they're fucking insignificant and all that crap. But with the lore, with the upper cathedral wall, is fucking amazing and tragic at the same time. But we're not talking about the lore, we're talking about the bosses. And yeah, they fucking suck. Music is good, but
Yeah, lore wise, it might be good. I don't know, but gameplay wise, nah.
Yeah, there's really not much to add to them. Like me in this, my recent playthrough, I used the fucking hammer, or what the hell do you call it? The Kurhen knife?
The curse hammer or something.
Yeah, fuck me. Whole R2 for them and they're dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get to the love of my life, the one I wish was fucking real. Embrielle is the cosmics of the daughter of
Sick
Cosmo.
fuck.
Dude, she brings out so much emotions in me. It's insane.
All right, we're getting sidetracked here, and I don't think YouTube is gonna like that. So
It's not my issues,
moving
honestly.
to the gameplay of the boss fight.
can-
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. Just shut
Let
the
me
fuck.
tell you, I have a list.
Shut up.
I have a
Shut
list.
up. Shut up. Shut up. Stop.
Tips.
Stop.
All those tips.
Stop. Stop. Jesus.
It's getting hot in here.
Jesus Christ. This makes me feel uncomfortable, you know? God damn. Anyway, moving forward. I actually struggled at the beginning of the boss fight because there's a whole mechanic where you gotta hit the head, but like hitting the head is kind of annoying, depending on what weapon you're using. Then you gotta bait the slam dunk attack that she does, where the head is vulnerable, and then you attack the head. It has some fucking annoying ass laser moves that can think. I think they one-shotted me. It's been a while.
You know, it was the boss that realized that if you fucking dodge and hit you, it can fucking one-shot you because you take double the damage when you dodge. That was a fun introduction.
Yeah, it was really annoying, but overall it was a fun boss fight. Didn't have fun fighting it a second time in the challenge dungeon. Let me just tell you that much. But the first time was solid. It was fun, kind of annoying, but fun. Yeah.
The music is fucking phenomenal as well. One of the best tracks in the game, definitely. And it's like,
Yeah, that's your
love her design.
You got anything else to say about the boss fight?
Yeah, but I'm fearing it might get age rejection, so I'm saving it for a special occasion.
What jump cut?
And just the cut because you were hungry, because you were weak.
Just pretend that nothing happened.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna fucking
I don't know why you're
include it.
mentioning it again.
Yeah, I don't know if I should include it or cut it out, but that just needs more type editing, I guess, which is fun, I guess. Anyway, last time we were talking about the hot ass Embrietta, but I guess it's time to move on from her. I can never do that either way. Anyway, we got another good boss I like personally, and it's the Nicolas Cage wannabe, Mikolash, also the Nightmare.
Ah, Jesus Christ, that boss fight is dog shit.
Again, well, like, mandatory bosses are just not fun in this game, I have to say, because before that it was the one Reborn, Vicar. We talked about this. It's like, the mandatory bosses in these games are kind of bad, in my opinion.
Not all of them, but like, Nicolas Cage, whatever the fuck you want to call him. His boss fight is all based on lore and, atmosphere, I guess.
It's amazing. The music is just phenomenal as well. Surprisingly good workout song, by the way. I don't ask me why.
But it has literally negative gameplay in the whole aspect. Like, yeah, it's gameplay wise is really bad. You have to run through this maze, follow him around, like avoid the skeletons that he has. Corner him in a room, then you fight him.
Yeah, then you
the
get
first time, it's easy as shit. The second time, he gets this fucking one-shot ability that if you're unlucky to get hit by, you might break your controller. There's a good possibility you're gonna throw your controller out of the window because there's nothing more annoying than chasing this fucker around, listening him to screaming, keep beating the shit out of him, then chasing him around for a second time, getting ambushed by skeletons, only to get one shot killed by some magical tentacle ability. Yeah, but on the bright side,
oh my god, I just dropped my mic.
The fight. Again, I told you. Didn't I say at the beginning that you drop your mic?
No, because
all the time? Look,
gravity's the bitch. It's like, never mind.
no, you're fucking retarded. You have to.
I don't want this to fucking abuse in my podcast.
Just put it on the table and don't move it. It's a goddamn mic. How? How do you keep dropping it all the time? How? Genuine question.
Just hang up on you right there, but I need context, so
I need content. That's a nice excuse.
Yeah. I wasn't forcing you to do a Danganronpa one, so stay tuned for that.
What'd you say?
I'm also forcing you to do a Danganronpa one too, so stay tuned for that.
respectable. Anyway, moving forward. But yeah, something I want to say about Mikulash gameplay wise, it's after you beat him the first time you corner him in a room and you get him to half HP, he jumps down from a certain room, right?
Yeah.
You can just keep throwing shit
Oh,
at
yeah,
him.
it's really easy to
Poison
fucking choose
knives.
the fight, yeah.
Just use poison knives. Just fucking throw shit at him. Trust me, cheesing him doesn't mean jack shit. It's not a hard fight. It's just dumb. Just cheese the shit out of him. Just keep throwing poison knives. Like, have a YouTube video. Just watch a YouTube video and just chuck some poison knives at him.
Yeah,
Every so
honestly,
often.
that's a fucking tangent I'm about to say, but Souls games are really nice. You just play with background noise on time for some reason. It's something I do with a lot of games, but Soulsborne games are just really easy to do that with because I guess there's just literally no sound whatsoever other than your character walking around in the environment. It's insane.
Yeah, sure. I mean, also the fact that other games are usually cinematic. You know, you get lots of cutscenes and stuff. Well, Dark Souls doesn't rely on cutscenes to convey its story. It relies on the player looking at descriptions of items and lore.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that because like it's so easy to fucking start another game on the Soulsborne series because you just start, watch a 2-minute cutscene, and then just play the game right away. It's like kind of fun.
So basically, the game is kind of split into two parts, like the part where you play the game and the other part where you read descriptions and shit like that, so you get the lore and understand what's going on with the
Anyway,
story.
I do like Mikulash as a fight because of the atmosphere and music, and also like his voice actor. He did a really good job. And the line he says during the fight are just really mind-boggling and amazing. A hunter is a hunter, even a dream. I love that line so much. But yeah, but in technicality, it's a really, 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 really bad fight.
Yep.
And then the next mandatory boss, which can technically be your final fight, Murgo's Wet Nurse. It's not bad, but like it's definitely not good either.
Amazing boss fight. I'm fucking with you. The boss fight is meh. I give it like, it's alright. I give it like a 7. Out of 10 maybe. If you had to put a number on it. It's
being a little bit too generous.
It's not really that hard. The design is just kind of a piece of clothing with knives in there. So design wise, it's interesting, that she doesn't have a body, but at the same time, it's kind of like,
I do like the implication, the reason why you can't see her face, even though like the cloth shapes out one face, is because like you're too fucking dumb to comprehend her form. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna fucking mind dive if you look at her, so you better not.
The fuck. All right,
it's just like what people seem to get out of it, but like, it's either that or lazy design. It could be both.
That's an interesting way to say that the guys just gave up on designing the boss fight halfway through.
I do like the fact music is just the lullaby you get from Gascoigne's daughter, but like, there isn't much lore with her either way.
Overall, an alright fight. Kind of lacking in the lore department, apparently. The gameplay wise, she's not bad, but she's not that special.
Yeah, no, the only interesting thing is her night mode that she can do where she summons multiple copies of herself. But the thing is, from my playthrough of the game, she's done it once.
Just run in circles.
I've never had it before. It only happened to me once, and then it just ended before it even started.
Spamming it on me, which was really annoying because I was like, the way you counter it is just by running in circles, and she can't do anything. You can't fight her in that mode, so all you need to do is dodge. But you can't wait for her to attack you. So if you just keep running in circles, when she appears to attack you, you're just gonna walk past her, right?
You fight her in the Chalice dungeons, by the way?
What's that?
You fight her in the Chalice dungeons?
No, at least I don't remember. But I don't think so.
Okay, never mind then.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I fought her 4 times, so that's why I think she did it so many times on me, that night mode thing. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, like overall, just the moment you realize that if you just stick to the back side of the boss, like to a back, because she does lots of quick attacks in front. So if you stick him back, you're basically good. That's it.
Definitely.
The boss is quite easy.
Yeah, the only interesting thing about her, it's definitely Murgle, the character you don't even fucking meet, the baby. Has more lore than her, but that's another note entirely because Murgle is technically.
Yeah.
Technically, you don't even fucking see it. You just hear his voice.
Yeah, you also get the umbilical cord, so.
Right, yeah, before fighting her, you do see Queen Yharnam crying over her, the thing, implication, lore, we get to her. But then, yeah, that's literally the last mandatory boss. The other final two for the base games are fucking optional for some reason. One of them being really good, and that's Kierman, the first hunter.
Kierman is a really good fight. He has atmosphere. He has the lore.
Yeah, I
He has.
disagree on that.
Well, I'm not sure about the lore, but like he's got some stories. It's not like he has nothing going for him lore wise. You know, he has to have something.
Yeah, no,
Right?
I'm gonna fucking go on a fucking massive. Okay, if you hear background noises, my apologies. I have other people living in the house and they're screaming. I know. The Gearman thing, what I hate the most is because he has lore, definitely, but the lore that's in the game that's presented to us does not paint him as a tragic fucking figure. He fucking portrays him as a fucking dick, and the DLC does not help it. It's like you're supposed to feel bad for him when you fight him. The music is somber as well, really sad, lad, and chatting during the second phase. But the thing
Why are you
is,
supposed to feel bad for him?
because he's
Yeah,
fucking the nightmare.
He always looked like a dick to me.
Yeah, no, and for some reason the game tries to portray him as another Gwyn. He's just a sad figure trying to do the right thing. Was like, yep, nope, I do not feel sympathy for a guy that literally butchered an entire fishing hamlet because he thought it was wrong or something. I'm not
I
gonna.
think you're missing. I don't know. I think you had a wrong misconception about the guy, and then you were like, "Well, the Lord didn't fit the thing that I thought I was supposed to feel about him." But never throughout in the game did I think he was a good guy per se. I thought he was a cool dude, not a good guy. You know, like by the end of the game, I was like, "Oh, let me kill." Is like, yeah, how about no?
No, because the music, you remember how his theme goes. It's not.
The music is somber doesn't mean that he's a tragic character. It means that it's the ending of the game. That's why the music is somber.
Technically not, because you have Moon Present, by the way.
Yeah, but finding the moon presence isn't mandatory.
Not either than him actually, but still.
Yeah, but it is the ending. It is the ending of the game, right? Like, let's use the same example with Dark Souls 3, the final boss. You know, the music is also somber.
Even I have issue with that boss.
Just because the music is somber and sad doesn't mean that the boss itself is a tragic character.
No,
know?
Because the thing is with him, with Kierman, I know there is one dialogue which is completely random. You get it's him crying about the nightmare, how he wants to escape with it. And the game has cut dialogue that implies that he's waiting for Master Willis and Lawrence to come save him from the nightmare, which implies he's stuck there and he wants to get out. The game, it's cut content, obviously, but then it's like, oh, he's trying to be a sad character. Then you have so many lores here about him being sad, and then you have with Lady Maria that comes up later as well. It's just like, I don't see it. Makes me mad.
Also, just because somebody's a dick doesn't mean they can be a tragic character.
No, because the game doesn't portray that.
We gotta give that because, like, just because somebody's a cunt doesn't mean, you know, they're not sad or some shit like that, right?
I have a hard time forgiving a guy that literally butchered an entire, okay, not by himself, but like supported in the butchering of a fucking massive fishing hamlet.
Well, you're not supposed. It's not that you're supposed to feel bad for the guy, but you know, doesn't change the fact that he's a tragic character. You know.
But I don't think the game does a really good job portraying that. They do a better job fucking making him a fucking creep. That's for sure with the doll and everything. That's just.
Oh, he fucks the doll for sure.
Yeah, just like.
I'm pretty sure he tries to make you fuck the doll too. He's like, huh, you know, like I don't know. He had some dialogues like, oh, how about you fuck the doll, you know, some shit like that.
It's like, you can use anything you want here, even the doll, if it pleases you. And I'm like, you took the wrong guy for that. That's for sure.
Damn.
Oh, but that's like, other than that, the fight itself is actually really fucking good. It's fucking hard, fair, definitely. The music, even though I do have my complaints with it, it's still an amazing orchestrated piece because the entire soundtrack was orchestrated, which was amazing, by the way. But lore-wise, it makes me conflicted because I think they could have done a better job portraying his character more.
I don't know. I never interpreted him as a sad character. Never. I made sure to talk with him
issue.
all the time I made sure to talk with him all the time in my first gameplay, right? Walkthrough, whatever. Let's play. I never once was like, oh, he's a tragic or sad character and I should sympathize with him. I was just like, well, you're kind of weird. Moving forward.
No, but the game, but in the end, the game, that's my issue. The game never does a really good job portraying that because there is the implication that implies he going through some shit because of nightmare.
Cut dialogue.
Yeah,
that's what you're
but then the
about.
game still tries to push that with the way the music goes at the end. Music is important in this game because you barely get any.
music doesn't imply something about the character all the times.
Yeah,
It could be
does.
lots
Look
of.
at Gwyn.
It's the ending of the Gwyn. You're talking about the
Dark Souls 1 fight, last boss. We have Gwyn.
yeah, the last boss. Just because the music doesn't imply always at the final fight that it's a sad character or whatever. The music can also imply that it's sad because somber because it's the ending. It can also be interpreted in that way.
It doesn't help that Bloodborne
You're
also
interpreting one way, I'm looking at it from the other side.
because Bloodborne also supports the ending that it's a continuation. It's like once you finish with the nightmare, it start over again. Like that's literally what happens to one of the ending. You wake up, but then another pulls swords, goes to bed, and then continues its unending cycle in Yharnam. That's a lot of lore implication, by the way. We're getting on a side note.
Whatever.
I liked him, don't get me wrong, but I feel like his lore could have been better. He has them, and then there's unused, and then it just...
You got your views, I got mine. In my eyes, he was always a dick for you. He was like, oh, he was a
Yeah, he is a
Oh,
dick.
wait, he turns out to be a dick. Well,
we agree on that. He's a dick character, but the game tries to play him out as a tragic, heroic figure.
You take it as the game tries to play as a tragic hero.
I don't take
it as that whatsoever.
And people fucking think like that. Like, go to the comment section on his theme. People are like, oh my god, I feel so bad for him. I'm pretty sure I haven't really got into the community because I feel like Bloodborne has a really shit community.
I don't give a fuck about what the community thinks or what people post on comment section because in my opinion it's mostly clusterfuck and it's just shit post and people are getting mad over nothing that actually has any value whatsoever. And people are just arguing with each other for dumb shit non-stop. I remember I was watching this one video with a wild cat, whatever, killing a snake, and then one guy was like, "Oh, it's marking his scent," all right, and then somebody corrected the way he spelled. He didn't spell scent, he spelled scent. So somebody corrected him, and then another person, then that guy who got corrected, like insulted him, told him to go fuck himself. Then another person said, "Oh, you shouldn't be rude because it might help some other people out," some dumb shit like that. Then another person insulted that guy, and it was just like a fucking chain of toxicity. Just
that's a
simple video about an animal killing another animal. It's the same thing with video games. You see, like there's one cutscene and everybody's like saying whatever that they liked it, right? And then you would see one comment section about something. You go to the replies and it's just like this chain of toxicity. And that's why I'm not bothering with it.
That's a fucking massive side note if I've ever seen it, but I'm pretty good at those.
You always see that one guy, that one motherfucker with that one Persona 5 picture as his main profile picture being like, Persona 5 is still a better game though. It's like, yeah, how about you go fuck yourself?
I have a news.
Anyway,
I guess we could fucking find to finish the base game bosses, which is the moon present. I love the design, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, the design was solid. The actual fight, not so much. The fact that you have to find 3 umbilical cords before the fight throughout the whole game. If you didn't know that, well,
yeah, fine.
Joke's on you. You can fight the character. The boss, Lamau XD, get fucked. Yeah.
Like, honestly, the best part about the implication the game says, oh, you should have fucking 3/3 of an umbilical cord. It's like there's a note in one of the nightmares. It's like 3/3 of umbilical cord. Literally, that's it. Written in a piece of paper, and you're supposed to guess that. I don't understand that at all.
The only way to actually, in my opinion, know that you need the 3 umbilical cords is somebody telling you, like I did to you, and I told you
for that.
You need them, or looking it up online to see how to get all of the endings. That's the only way. But that's nothing new for the Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's like type. If I'm complaining to that, that's literally goes for all the games. Sekiro does it even worse, I think. But no way, that's actually pretty forgiving because the character will literally say what the fuck you're supposed to do. So I guess he gets a free pass. But like the original 4, they're bad at that.
All of the games struggle on that one. All of the games.
I guess that might make it special because they're like easy games to replay as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and after you play them once, replaying them is really simple.
It's really fun. It's really fun. Anyway, that's all the base game bosses, and we're only missing 5 now, which, okay, we're not gonna fucking do the chalice dungeons. I guess we can. Queen Yarn, pretty forgettable and not really worth the while, isn't it? Even though I haven't done her.
I've done the boss, okay?
Yeah, that was bad.
This piece of shit boss fight. I almost beat her on my 3rd try, and then I died. I fucking died at the end, like on the final hit. Then I managed to get it, and she killed me, and then I had to fight her another 10 times or some shit like that. And let me just tell you something: the headaches that I had to experience getting to that point was definitely not worth it. That fucking giant ass dog that was lit on fire,
Oh,
that
watchdogs
could
are fire.
literally one shot me because I was half HP. Then elemental damage does full damage, was not fun at all. Right? The fact that I had to refight 100 boss fights I've already beaten wasn't fun. The fact that they just made the regular enemies into some boss fight somehow wasn't really that much fun either. And I
Yeah.
had this one annoying ass boss fight with his dog, which was unique to the chalice dungeons, which I give them that. It was a unique boss fight that they did that was all right, you know, it was solid for the chalice dungeons. But then they redid that boss fight at the end of the chalice dungeons where they just cut off his head, right? And he was headless. And it was 10 times worse. And I hate that boss fight so much.
Like with some, let's just go
Overall
all.
shit.
Yeah, honestly, John, that's not really fun. I tried doing that on my latest playthrough. I screwed up and accidentally deleted one of the latest chalices, and I'm like, I am not touching this again for the time
The
being.
only reason why you would do the challenge dungeons is to get the full,
Random thing
all of the
list.
trophies, right? And the only reason why you would do that is if you really like the game, like I did. I really like the combat mechanics of the game, so I just wanted to experience everything,
I
right?
like the game, but not that
But
much.
if you didn't like the game to the point where you want to experience everything, then you're not gonna do them, and that's fine. You know, like you're not really losing on much content. But
And some of the bosses
yeah.
as well, like the undead giants, are not really worth mentioning at all.
No, not really.
Yeah, do you remember them? Like the Pytharium Descendant, and you have the Keeper of the Old Lords, you have the Beast Possessed Soul, and then you have just a fucking giant ass pig.
Yeah.
There's not many other crap over it. Like, it's not fun at all. But let's get to the real good bosses of the game, because honestly, mandatory bosses in these games are not very good. And I think the DLC proves them, because like I'll mention them once we talk all the bosses. Anyway, the first boss of the DLC of the All Hunters DLC is Ludwig the Accursed.
I mean, nobody can say that boss fight
It's
was
fucking
bad.
amazing, definitely.
It is a difficult boss fight. So
I did it in front of my parents. In front of my mom and sister, I mean. And then I'm like, okay, it's the horse. And then my sister's like, what's up with this rape horse? And I'm like, okay, girl, no.
somebody's seen Berserk.
Honestly, like, impressed me, but still.
I was fighting the boss fight, and my dad came in the room. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "I'm playing this game." He's like, "Oh, it looks pretty sick." And that was it.
That's
I
pretty
know.
fucking sick. And the design one, it is fucking
It's a good design.
disgusting, but it's in a good way.
I like how when he puts the sword up, he looks really humanoid. But then you look at the whole picture, and you're like, "Ah, Jesus
Like,
Christ!"
like, where the fuck did you keep that sword? Okay, I know you can see the sword tangle up in his bag before actually him taking it out. I was like, oh, hey, there's the Holy Moonlight Great Sword. Good for it. It's been ages since we saw it.
I'm disappointed Sekiro didn't have it. I mean, it kind of did with the
Technically,
whole dragon
did.
thing. Yeah, it kind of had it, but you weren't able to use it, but you saw it, you know?
It's like the Japanese version, you know, exclusively by the GameStop.
It's a staple in the From Software series. I'm fucking giant green moonlight sword.
Like, what the fuck is that first game from Software that featured the King's Field? I think it's called. I don't know. I know you never heard of it, but like.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Just no, stop.
Anyway, everything about the Ludwig is amazing. The voice as well is fucking phenomenal. Like, my guiding moonlight, that's amazing line.
Yeah,
Fucking quotable.
the atmosphere, the song, the gameplay, everything is solid. There's nothing really to complain about the fight.
Yeah, but I should like the art of like if you didn't know about Bloodborne, you do Ludwig. His second phase comes out of fucking nowhere, and it's just chills.
I like the second phase is so much different than the first.
Yeah, and I feel like it's easier because
It has two versions in gameplay wise. It has the beast mode where it's just like fucking reckless and just keeps slapping everything in front of him, and then he's got the one where he controls himself and he just swings a sword everywhere, which is annoying to do fight because you gotta adapt to do different styles, right?
that's what
But it's also fun.
that's what I thought. But then I realized because it's more telegraphed compared to his first phase, it's actually significantly easier, in my opinion. Like, it took me a couple of tries for his first try, like I think more than 10 times. But the minute I went to the second phase, it only took me like my third try. And it doesn't
I don't
help
know.
that, like, with Lady Maria, which we'll get to her later, that he just takes a lot of time. Like, there's so many moves where he just raises his sword, and it just gives you a massive window to give you enough damage to the point where he staggers him, and then once he's staggered, you can still do more damage to get him reposted, and then you repost him. Oh, reposted parry, what the fuck?
If you listen, if you want to cheese the fight, right?
How am I choosing the
Apparently,
fight? I'm just hitting it a couple of times.
apparently this podcast is also me telling you how to break the game. But if you want to break the game, just find there's a weapon in the game in the DLC where it's like an Oreo, like a cookie cutter or whatever. I think it was in the DLC. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is the DLC weapon. It's a
Yeah.
pizza cutter. What you
And
call it.
when you use the two-handed version, it spins and it's a rated, right? And he's a beast type. And something we didn't mention is that
Oh yeah, I forgot
beast
about that.
take more damage to serrated weapons, right? And if you hold L2, I think that shit just keeps on spinning and it does a shit ton of damage. So what you do is you take a beast pill.
Biz pop
You
belly.
you put that bitch on fire, with fire paper because fire type does more damage to monsters.
I think it
then
lightning
you
does for the Ludwig. I'm not sure.
I think it's fire. I'm not sure. That's what I used. I used fire.
Yeah.
But anyway, you use that combination, you do the dual wield version, and you just fucking L2 the shit out of him, and that it does so much damage. Like it breaks his leg, and then you just keep going in, and it just completely destroys himself. In the first time you fight him, in New Game Plus 3 or 4, I'm not sure if it's gonna work so well.
I was wrong. Fire does more health. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's how you cheese the fight. Well, it's not like you still need to know how to fight him, but it literally melts his health away.
No, that fucking weapon does that with pretty much all the fucking bosses. It's insane. I love that
Does
weapon.
it with all the beast type bosses.
I love that weapon.
It's literally fucking useless against like Cause, Cause just
Yeah,
try to
fun
do
fact. It does ruin him. I tried.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it?
You need to fucking use the beast populated plus electric paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good combination.
Didn't know that. Anyway, moving forward to
Wait.
the next boss fight.
Yeah, did I mention anything I wanted to? Yeah, no, I like how after you defeated Ludwig, there's still a little bit more dialogue with him. That's what I wanted from Vicar Emilia as well. But like, you already knew about Ludwig from the base game. Actually seeing him, and then he's like, "Oh, is my church still good?" And you can either lie to him and tell him the truth. His responses are just amazing.
Yeah, he's either like, "Oh, I see," and then he goes fucking into berserk mode or whatever, and then and the other one just like, "Oh my," and then he just fucking goes in monkey mode.
Horse.
So, same thing.
No.
Overall, a solid fight.
Definitely.
Much more to say about it.
And with the next fight, no, let's do all the mandatory bosses before we do the only optional one. The next one is the living failures. No.
I mean, what can you really say about that boss fight?
The music
How
is
was the name
fucking
of the boss-
phenomenal. Other than that,
What was the name of the boss fight with the midget aliens that were guarding the technical monster?
Celestial Emissary.
Yeah, it's basically that, but taller versions.
That was like... Actually, no, Celestial Emissary also had really good music as well, but no one fucking ever pays attention to it because the fight is easy in 1 minute.
Well, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, no, but this fight,
It's
like,
really
it's... Like, I hate
those-
gang bosses.
Wait, and that fight guards different boss fight, the same thing that was in the base game with the midgets. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. But the thing is, compared to... If I had to choose between Lady Maria and Embrietta, I'm fucking choosing Embrietta by a long shot.
And that's a
Those
completely different topic.
tentacles
We're
can
talking
pull me
about,
up with days.
Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck. Jesus, stop. There are kids on this website.
Yeah, but fucking rock channel to go to, that's for sure. I can go on ages. Anyway, Lady Maria. Oh, wait,
Why
no,
does this
Living
remind me of
Failures.
a South Park episode? It literally sounds like a South Park episode. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm saving a special podcast for me.
trash fight, in my opinion.
Other than the music being amazing, it's just like,
And they had this gimmick where they were just charging out like fucking meteorites or whatever.
It's the same thing with Ron the vacuous spiders. Like, oh, what are they
Yeah.
doing? And then they fucking instant kill you because you did not see it coming.
Yep. And then it's what was it? Lady Maria.
Yeah, the fucking best fight on the DLC, in my opinion.
In your opinion.
It's because fuck me, pairing her does wonders for the skin and for the hive. It's insane.
It's a solid fight, not the hardest in the
Definitely,
DLC.
like,
Definitely not the hardest.
but definitely the funnest.
Honestly, that depends. I had the most fun with Cos.
I'll leave that to him.
Yeah. She's a good fighter. She has lore, I think.
Definitely better than fucking what's his name, Kierman. I feel bad for her because she actually did something.
Just because you feel bad doesn't make the lore better, but whatever.
It does when it's a tragic character.
Sure.
Lady Maria did participate in the fucking massacre in the fishing camp, but definitely it's fucking stated right out. But then she fucking killed herself because of it. I'm like, hey, yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that fits the gothic theme.
Oh, her design is phenomenal. We'll get to fucking aesthetics-wise later when we talk about the armor, I think. But even though we've been going for more than an hour now, but still. Oh my god, have I been recording? I was recording. I just wanted to psych you out.
I was about to. Jesus.
Anyway, also the music is great for Lady Maria.
Fuck you.
But my issue with her fight actually is because like it's the same with Ludwig. Is like for some reason when they're going into their second phase or doing certain attacks, it just gives you such a big window opportunity just to hit her a couple of times. It's like, why?
Also, pairing her is so easy.
It's fun though.
It is fun, but it's quite easy.
I remember how I fucking first tried her on New Game Plus 6, was it? That was a good day.
Quite a visual fight too, had good visuals. Where she lights her blade on fire or some shit like that.
And with the blood as well, it's like, visually stunning as well.
Yeah.
Even though the 30 FPS is kind of trash, but still, I'll get what I get.
I like the arena that she fight her in. Solid.
Oh, a lot of great boss arena in the DLC, like Ludwig, this weird corpse party pile thing. That was creepy.
Yeah, and the one that Lady Maria in the tower. Also, Cos had a good boss fight. I like that.
And there you go. Let's talk about Orphan of Cos. Before we talk about Orphan of Cos, the mother of Cos, the corpse of the mother Cos. I'm just saying, if it was alive, I wouldn't mind her with Embrietta. I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep moving forward.
I wish I could do the same, but I just can't.
Jesus Christ. I knew I should have agreed to do this. God damn. Whoa. Anyway, Cos is a fun fight in my opinion. Some people say he's the hardest fight
in all of Soulsborne.
In all of Soulsborne, yeah, that's quite a bold claim.
Actually, I have no idea. Sekiro, I was before Sekiro came out. I don't know how many people's opinion are with the sword scene. Yeah, it's issue.
Well, in my opinion, Sekiro is actually not that hard. Sekiro is really fun, but in my opinion, Sekiro is quite easy. Like also enemies, bosses that I've seen people struggle with, in my opinion, aren't that hard.
Definitely, the final boss is especially Sword Saint issue. I don't see it.
Yeah, did that on my third try or something like that.
Anything. The thing I love about Orphan of Cos, other than everything, like his lore, like introduction cutscene as well, which is absolutely disgusting. I love it.
You like the lore, I like the gameplay.
The music as well. I wish I was the one being smothered by her, but still.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm so done with listening to you. How about you want to fuck aliens?
Not being fucked.
That's even worse.
Physically and mind.
That's so much worse.
I could go on. I have a list.
There's a different website for that, called RedTube.
Oh yeah, fuck me, dude. Who do you think is the founding member?
Shit.
The twist of the century.
Plot twist.
Even though I'm pretty sure that site is older than me, but still.
Yeah, probably.
I'm a liar. Yeah.
Gameplay-wise, it's solid fight. I like the stage 2. I like the fact that pairing him just feels so... Like, pairing in the other fights feels satisfactory, right? But pairing Orphan of Cos just feels so much better because it's so much harder to pair him. Again, overall, I feel like it's quite easy to parry enemies in the game, bosses. because it's quite harder to parry him, and if you're good at that, it doesn't feel like cheesing him, you know, like in other boss fights.
Especially when you manage to get a backstab on him, that's just so satisfying to do, which I'm surprised we haven't mentioned so far, backstabbing. Like,
Because I don't do backstabs.
yeah, it's kind of hard to do, but with him, there's like a certain move he easily does where you're allowed to. It's just really fun to pull it off. But the thing with Orphan of Cause, like, it's not that I think it's a bad thing. It's just weird to me. Every time I fight him, every time I defeat him, win him, like, I just sit back for a second and wonder, like, how the fuck did I do that?
I don't get that feeling. I just get the feeling, fuck yeah, I did it.
No, because with other buttons, I'm like, oh, the reason I beat him is because I managed to know the moveset or I know the way they were going. But with Orphan of Cause, it's like, yeah, it's fucking blind luck and me being lucky, I guess.
I don't know. For me, Orphan of Kaz is the most fun fight in the whole.
He's definitely fun, but it's like, it's weird to me every time I defeat him.
It was so fun to me to the point in New Game Plus 4, 5, or 6 or whatever the fuck it was. Jesus Christ, that was loud.
Was it?
Yeah. Like I was saying, for me it was the most fun fight to a point where in New Game Plus 4 or whatever, if you remember, I sent you a picture where he was glitched
Yeah, you
out.
fucking glitched him out.
I glitched the boss out, and I could have killed him there and be like, yeah, I'll beat the boss, but I literally restarted.
I
went back to the spawn, I restarted it just so I can get a fair game and actually beat him fair and square, because that's what I wanted to do, you know? It's not about beating the boss fight, it's actually just enjoying the fight and having fun. If I could replay the boss fights, I would definitely be replaying that boss fight a lot. Overall, honestly, my most favorite fight in the whole game, bar none.
He's definitely one of the best, and I think it's a great way to end the DLC as well.
Yeah, and also the arena. The arena really helps the fight. It just makes
once you defeat it and then the nightmare goes away, you can say like it's been lifted, having the moon being clear or the sun. Like, I don't know the difference anymore in this game. It's like, it's just a really nice visual.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's not the final boss on the list. The optional.
There's an optional boss fight, which is basically.
Let me get this out of the way. Other than the music, there's nothing really good about this fight. Lawrence is a great character. Obviously, you don't meet him in the base game. You knew him from the base game, but the fact that it's literally a reskin from the cleric base is a bad thing, and I can't fucking justify it.
Reminds me of the meme where it's like, that's the cleric beast, the real one, right? And you know the meme where it's like, Mom, can we have the cleric beast? No, we have the cleric beast at home. The cleric beast at home is the one that you get in the base game.
Yeah, that's thanks for outdating the video.
What'd you say?
Thank you for outdating the video.
Get played on, get shit on. But yeah, overall, I don't really like the fight. In my opinion, it's really cheesy, and the whole fire effects, and like the one in the third stage where he just like the torso, and then he has that move where he just shits on the ground, fire, lava. I hate that move so much.
No, but the thing I hate about him the most, the implication. The thing is, like, when the hunters and those who took the blood becoming to beasts, they became different types of beasts. Like, we know with clerics, they become the worst of the worst because they're so close related to the blood or whatever. And like, they turn to different types of beasts, but with Lawrence, it implies that they all turns into the same kind of beast. And I'm like, why? That's such a dumb implication.
I feel like they just added him just so they can be like, oh, look how many bosses you get extra.
No, it doesn't fucking help that went fucking extra with his theme, but it's like, why?
It would be better if you didn't get the cleric beast in the base game at all, and you just got Lawrence in the DLC. It would be a bit better, you know?
Definitely, but it would have been better if we just got an entirely new beast.
Yeah, but then you get the cleric beast, and then you get the cleric beast on fire. It's like, oh, wow.
Oh, wow, laziness.
And then he's got that one move that he shits on the ground and kills you, and it's like, oh wow, I got shit on
like legs up for chumps.
Yeah.
No. Oh, but I think because it's not quite really widely known when it comes to the community by a lot, but the Bloodborne DLC was supposed to be put it into 2 different sections.
What?
During development, but they decided to scrap it and just put it into one. Like, supposedly the first part was supposed to end after the Living Failure, and the second part will start with Lady Maria. So maybe
that would be really bad because, nah.
I know, that's why they scrapped it. I think it was Hideki Hideki. What's his name? The guy who made Bloodborne.
Oh no. Don't really care.
I really like the game, but anyway, Hidetaka Miyazaki. I think it was him that said like, no, we're putting it all together or something. So maybe it was like a relic from that. Maybe they fucking rushed it or something because each fucking Souls game are fucking rushed in one way or another.
Imagine playing the first DLC of Bloodborne. It was like Ludwig, living failures, right?
Yeah.
And then you get fucking Lawrence, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Lawrence of
Yeah,
Arabian. There you go.
Sure. And then you get the second. Wait, Lawrence of Arabia. What? Do you know how old that movie is?
And older than the both of us together.
Like Jesus Christ! And
Yeah,
you're
I know.
talking, and you're saying that I make the video outdated.
It's my video. Shut up.
Uh huh. Anyway, and then imagine getting a second DLC with Lady Maria and Cause. Like that would make me mad, honestly. Paying 20, like I guess it's gonna be 10 euros for each DLC, so it's gonna be like 20 euros for
That's what I did with Dark
one
Souls
of
3.
like three. The first one with the 3 bosses. Only one boss fight is good.
Yeah, no, but I would have wondered if they did actually date into part, they would have given us another extra boss to make it 3-on-3, but like we'll never know because they decided to put it together. And maybe Lawrence was the relic of that fact. We don't know because we don't know much about development because they keep it secret because of copyrighted issues and all that stuff. Legally stuff.
Could you imagine if they gave us like another living failures fucking all three?
Before Orphan of Cause, that would have been hilarious.
That's probably what they would have done, honestly. I don't think they were gonna make a better boss fight. So yeah.
No, but that was all the bosses in Bloodborne. And overall, if it wasn't for the gameplay of Bloodborne being so different from the rest with guns and all that stuff, and the trick weapons as well, the fact that literally essentially every weapon has a sacred fake-it move set, depending on the way it's shifted, the bosses could have been left a lot. The bosses could have been better. It's no coincidence for every top 5 bosses you see from people when they talk about the game. 3 of them are usually Ludwig, Lady Maria, and Orphan of Cause, and the other 2 is either Kierman, Father Gascoigne, or you have the weird one who chooses Embrietas like me. It's no coincidence.
I think in my opinion, people are sleeping on the guy in the castle. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, Martin Lutherius as well. It's either
Like,
those others.
He's an underrated boss fight. He was fun as shit, and he had good atmosphere. And
No, it's like the other.
Arena. I like the fact that you fight him on the rooftop. People sleep on that guy for sure.
I guess so. No, but like what I mean, like the other 2 is usually a combination of them actually as well. So like I'm just saying, Bloodborne does not have that many good bosses.
People sleep on that guy though.
Yeah,
Like nobody fucking talks about him.
I'm just saying.
sad.
I think Bloodborne could have better bosses. I'm just saying.
I think Bloodborne has good bosses.
Definitely, but there are not a lot of them.
And
You don't hear much people saying, "God, I wish I could fight Rom every day."
well, nah, Rom is a shit boss fight. But you like him, so I don't know what the fuck you're bringing Rom up when you like the boss fight.
That's not the popular consensus, though. It seems.
No, I think it's split half and half, kind of.
I don't know. Both of us are not into communities. That's a weird thing.
Who knows? The people who bother with lore, I think they like. Those are the people who like Rom, right? So other people who don't bother with lore, they hate him. They hate him so much.
So I'm counting. There's like literally 7 gang bosses in this game.
Dark Souls 2, just gang boss after gang boss.
Actually, let's check it out. Let's see who's right.
In my defense, I haven't finished Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, and I have finished it a couple of times, and I don't remember.
I think the Chariot is a gang boss. I remember.
Definitely. I know the bosses.
Right.
Let me count them.
Dude,
1.
The only reason why I remember the Chariot from Dark Souls 2 is because the run up to that boss fight is literally horrible.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes. At least they're equal. Pure silence.
8, 9.
Yes.
10.
Oh, we're going. Maybe
11.
double. Yes, double. Come on, 3 more.
12, 13.
Fuck, almost double the amount. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying Dark Souls has better bosses than Bloodborne though.
Dark Souls, Bloodborne has better bosses than Dark Souls. I'm just saying.
Dark Souls
Well,
3 has the better bosses in the entire series.
honestly, without counting Sekiro, because
Yeah,
for me
Sekiro, I
Sekiro is
keep
its own
forgetting
thing.
about it,
I don't
yeah.
even count it in this category. I'm just counting Dark Souls and Bloodborne. The boss fight I had the most fun with, by far, in all of the 4 games, is Orphan of Kos for me, for sure. Bar none. Like, I think the Nameless King from Dark Souls 3, I also really enjoyed that fight.
Oh, the first phase sucks.
Hmm?
First phase for Nameless King sucks though.
Oh, the first phase is horrible. I'm talking about the second one. The second one was fun. If it was only the second one, it would be so much better.
Definitely.
How the prince, those two, the one who was crippled and was
I
healing him,
love them, Prince
the other
Ludwig.
one,
Prince Ludwig.
that was a good boss fight
It's
too,
amazing.
definitely.
But I
Yeah.
no, but
Talking about Dark Souls 3, we already did that, I think.
I know I did. I don't remember much about it. That's the weird part. Anyway, no, the thing with Dark Souls, that means Bloodborne, from the base game, from the entire game, all of it though. When it comes to bosses, I really have a hard time picking which one's my favorite because there's good ones I like Lady Maria, Ludwig, Orphan of Kos, Master Kierman, all those crap. But it's like I really can't say I love any of them because like there's so many other bosses that I really don't care for in that game as well. Which is weird saying it because I don't like the game now, but in the beginning, after my first couple of 2 playthroughs, I was really indifferent for Bloodborne. But now on my latest playthrough, I absolutely loved it. But still, when it comes to bosses, it's
Just because you hate some other bosses doesn't mean that the bosses that are good.
no, but I feel like because
with going by that logic, Dark Souls 1, 3, and 2 also kind of meh because they got some real shit bosses in those.
No, because I
some
feel
bosses
like
that good.
no, because with Bloodborne, I believe it's one of the shortest Souls board games compared to the other 3. I mean, that it's more apparent as well.
Just because it has more bosses doesn't make it better, in my opinion. For example, in Dark Souls 2, there's lots of times where when I was playing the game, where I would be fighting bosses, right? And I'll just be thinking to myself, why is this even a boss? Like, I'm just wasting my time. Come on.
Definitely, but the thing with Dark Souls 2, which I'm really weirdly giving credit to, and that's because I'm really into the lore of the series, that even if a boss seems so inconsequential, they have a little bit of lore that makes me give them justification.
I can't justify it because, in my opinion, Dark Souls 2 has too many bosses to a point
Definitely, it does.
It feels like you're dragging on just so you can add extra playtime and extra bosses count because it has the most bosses in the whole series. I think. I don't think the other games have as much bosses as Dark Souls 2.
Definitely,
which
but the
is
thing
like,
is, I can give a fucking good. I can give validation for the Royal Rat Vanguard in Dark Souls 2, which is a gang boss, really bad one at that. But with the lore, compared to Shadow of Yharnam, for me, it's like I'd rather choose one that has a little bit lore over to one that I
Shadow of Yharnam had some fun fighting it. Whereas with other bosses in Dark Souls 2 were gang bosses, it's just the game is clunky and also being raped by 100 fucking.
It's gonna become another Dark Souls 2 versus Bloodborne shit, though.
No, I'm not even gonna bother arguing this because in the end of the day, every time. This is my opinion on the whole arguing thing, right? Because in this community, they really argue on which game is better, which game is worse.
Even though all the games are really fucking good, I still love Bloodborne. I still love Dark Souls 2 as well. Definitely, I just.
Let me just
clarify. Let me just
people,
clarify.
Wait. People, right? They like shut the fuck up. Like, listen. My opinion is that people like if you like Dark Souls 2, right? I don't like Dark Souls 2, so I'm not gonna. You're not gonna change my mind, whatever you're gonna say, and I'm not gonna change your mind. So it's pointless arguing about it.
Arguing is fun. You know? We could be great politicians.
Fuck that. Too much lying.
Yep.
Too much bullshit. But anyway, yeah.
No, what? I still like the games. Don't get me wrong.
We're arguing about Dark Souls 2 versus Bloodborne. We haven't even finished. About Bloodborne.
Yeah, I know,
We
but
gotta
then
talk about
we
some of the areas and shit
yeah,
like
no,
that.
but
We haven't even
anyway,
mentioned NPCs.
yeah, we're just gonna give it a quick synopsis which one's our favorite because we've been going for a while now. Yep, it's already gonna. Oh god, this might be the longest one yet.
Probably.
Anyway, like no, if I had to choose a boss, it will definitely either be for the base game. Let me think about it. Other than Embrietas, I will choose. See, this is what I mean. It's hard.
Is it really though?
Christ. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard. I guess I'm gonna count DLC then. If I had to choose a boss, it would definitely be Lady Maria.
Base game for me is either German or the guy in the Kalas in the puzzle, where
Yeah, Master Lucaris as well.
in the snow. Yeah, that guy. Those two for the base game, and DLC it's Orphan of Kos.
Yeah,
Barno.
okay. Now I decided now as well. In the base game, it's definitely either a tie-up with Migolash and Martin Lugarius, as you said. And DLC is definitely Lady Maria. Migolash I really love just because of the atmosphere. It's just amazing.
Hmm.
But Bloodborne is more than bosses. We also have areas in this game.
Yeah, which are quite solid, design-wise and atmosphere-wise.
They're really great, but like, do you have any standout ones? Because we can't go through all of them. That would just make the video longer, and I had to have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time.
I never. I don't know. I'm really bad in remembering names of the areas.
Don't worry, I'm here.
I'm trying to think of which area I like the most. You go on first, and while I think about it.
On the regular, real world, I would say, an area that stand out for me the most was definitely Bergenworth, and the upper the area before Rom. When you fight Rom, you had like this little college area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really liked it because like it felt like it didn't feel like a what you call it, like a game area. It just felt like I'm going through a fucking regular college, which weirded me out. But I just like it how it was all abandoned and decrepit because such shit has been going up in here. And then Upper Cathedral Wall, I love the music. The area was just terrifying going through it. Even though the brain suckers absolutely sucked, this area that's still inside, I feel like the atmosphere just made it all fucking worth it. Especially once you go to the room and you see the guy who's doing the make a contract symbol. And he's standing alone in a circular pattern. The implication is absolutely amazing. Let's go in the real world when we talk about nightmares and stuff. I have to there's only two Murgo's Wet Nurse. Nightmare of Menses and Nightmare Frontier. I would definitely choose the Frontier one because I think it looked nice because there was light. Even though the poison arrow was kind of annoying.
Really annoying.
Another good mention is Yahar'gul, the unseen village. Before the ritual has been done. Because you're going through behind this. It feels like you're going through behind the scenes of an area you were not supposed to go through, especially the music in the background. It's just amazing. And DLC wise is obviously the fishing hamlet because like, oh my god, I love water.
Alright. I would say now I have thought about it. I don't remember all the areas honestly because
it has been a while, hasn't it?
Something I pay. Yeah, it has been a while. So there's that. Also, it's not the thing that I paid the most attention to, but it has been a while. I would probably have to say base game. The castle area with the snow. I just liked it because it was something different, you know. It wasn't as dark as the other areas. It was a little bit lighter, and it just gave a different tone, you know, a different vibe. That's what I liked.
Yeah, but it still fitted because I guess vampires.
Yeah, it fitted. It's not like it was out of place, but was different enough to give a different feel to it. You know, that was the good thing about it. DLC, I would also say the fishing hamlet because it was granted some of the enemies were really annoying.
Oh, the fucking sharks.
Some of the was really annoying, but it like visually wise, it was really nice and
it was a nice tone as well, shift.
Definitely. So yeah, Those
And I
two
do like
areas.
the inspiration. Like the whole Bloodborne was inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and you can tell Witch of Hamwick being a reference to his book, The Shadow of Yharnam, which is a great book,
That
by the
thing.
way.
Did you read it?
Actually, yeah, it's weird. I don't read books often. I think they're boring, but I read that one for some reason.
Weird.
I know, but like, yeah, it was great.
I haven't read it, so can't really talk much. But I know it's based on H.P. Lovecraft stories.
Yeah, other than the underlying racism, it's still a good book.
Oh.
We're not getting into that
There-
anyway. Then the last thing is the NPCs.
Which honestly are kind of forgettable.
Thank God
Some
we can
of
agree
them.
on that.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, Yosefka, really? Really?
There's two of them.
Really? Yeah, the one that tries to kill you, and then the one that actually, when you go and talk to her, she's like, just get the fuck out of here.
Okay. The thing with this game, though, they have great NPCs, but they don't fucking use them at all. Like, they set them up, and then they die.
Yeah, I mean, Eileen the Crow, she was a good NPC.
She
that
is one of the
actually
good,
followed
better ones, definitely.
The storyline. If I have to say who was my favorite NPC, it was probably her. Definitely, bar none. You know. Another NPC that kind of stood out. I don't know. Alfred was there. It was. You talk to him. If I remember correctly, you talk to him. He's like, "Oh, I want to meet some guy or whatever." And then I think the person that you fight on top of the castle, the snow area, is his teacher or some shit like that.
Yeah,
And you kill him. And then you get like a letter to invite him to the castle. And if you do that, he goes there and he kills the queen that his master was protecting. Right? And then he's like, he goes fucking batshit insane. I think he tries to attack you too. And then she just kind of responds like, yeah, sup. I'm not dead.
I was like, well, yeah,
No, actually, you can revive her. You can revive her.
Yeah, I
She
know.
doesn't respawn. You can revive her.
She doesn't
Yeah.
say anything. It's like, okay, that was an episode that went by fast.
Which kind of makes you think, how many times was this bitch killed and respawned?
No, but Annalise is interesting because you can actually fucking ask her for marriage, and she's like, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, because I wish there was more to the characters. Like, I'm gonna go in a fucking massive rant about it. Like, you have Annalise, which, like, fuck me, she turns you into a vampire, and the game has nothing about that. That could have been an interesting mechanic, but it's like, yeah, you're a vampire now. Welcome to the club, bada boom, bada bing.
Really?
Yeah, when you join the Vile Blood, she's like, take my fucking blood.
Okay.
Would have been cool if you do a really good job. You could have become the king of the Vile Bloods, but I guess the game was kind of rushed like any other Soulsborne game.
Yeah.
But then you have the whore.
Yeah, the whore.
Wait, do you wanted to mention something about Annalise before we move on?
No, I practically don't remember anything about her, honestly.
Yeah,
Except that Alfred kills her, which is respectable.
Yo, no, Alfred as well is such a weird character because, like, he talks about Martyr Ludwig. He's like, okay, he sacrificed his life and I want to avenge him, but I have no idea how to do it or how to get to the castle because, like, it's a secretive castle. You can't be invited into it and all that jazz. So, like, you killed him. He doesn't even fucking mention. It's like, what happened to Ludwig? You're like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I wish the game mentions it. And then he kills himself after killing Annalise. I was like, okay, that went by fast.
He went to get some milk.
Yeah, then he died. No, because technically, if you fucking look at his eyes, he's already started falling to the beast, the plague, or whatever, the scourge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the implication. He just went bastion insane, but like, I don't think it was handled that well. You have Eileen, which is one of the better ones, obviously.
Yeah, Alfred is alright. You have to give him that much. He's alright. He's got a story.
But I wish he just had the one dialogue that's like, yo, did you fucking kill Lutherius?
It's like, yeah, did you do that? I was like, yeah. He's like, just don't talk to me, man. Just stop.
And then you have the whore Ariana. Ariana?
I don't know. I just know she has like a baby, and I don't know who the baby was from. What's the story behind it? But then it dies, and then she dies too, and then you collect an umbilical cord.
Yeah, no, the thing I wish with Aaron and what they done with her is the fact that I know it would have made it if you like when you start out the game, you can either choose to be male or female. If you choose female, you kind of lock yourself up. But I wish if you choose the male option, you could have a scene with her and the protagonist, I don't know, having intercourse. I can say it. Because, like, so once she has this So you can imply that there's a baby. No, I don't know how to say it because it sounds fucking weird when I think about it. But it would have been cool to give you this massive brain fuck that, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. But is it because of me or the fucking weird cosmic shit outside of the cathedral that's doing all that crap? It could have given this weird dynamic going on, but like they didn't do her. She just
like,
gets pregnant.
am I going to have to pay child support or just go get some milk?
Because like, is this even my
18
child?
years?
Is that even my child? Because I don't know how the fucking is birth
like,
control back in the Victorian.
You're pregnant. Who's the father? Who cares? You're dead. Oh, look, an umbilical cord. And then I like how I think you killed the baby.
Yeah, you have to kill the baby to get
Because
the cord.
I think she just fucking goes insane and then she dies or some shit like that. You just stab the baby in the neck and you collect the umbilical cord. And
I like to shoot the baby, but still, but that could have been a cool scene to add it. But that would have definitely excluded the female side because last time I checked, I don't think females can make babies. But I don't know about much biology. I failed that in class, so like that seemed like really risque stuff. Actually, if you think about it, but that could have been so much interesting. But then yeah, anyway.
Bloodborne is an 18+ game, I think. So
no, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's rated T. Sekiro is actually widely enough, but anyway, a character who's actually.
I mean, it's rated for it's mature apparently. So I mean,
I'm talking about the European standard. I'm not American. We're not American.
Either way, that's not the point. The point is, it's not really a game that you should give to a kid if we're going to buy that standard, by that logic. If it's just case, like, yeah.
I would feel like that would have been interesting if they added that, but I guess it would have been too much work as well.
Yeah, who can bother without giving NPCs actual reason for them to be in the game?
Give them in cutscene as well. Anyway, no, then you have Gilbert, which I don't think you remember him. It's the first guy you meet at a window.
Oh yeah, that guy who gives you tips. I think he gives you a flamethrower or something.
Yeah, he does.
And then he becomes a beast, and then you kill him, and then you're like, oh, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, you know, because you can talk to him, and then you talk to him. He's like, "I'm glad I came to this town because he gave me a little extra time." That was such a cool dialogue. And then he turns into a beast, and you have to kill him. That's just really cool, sad, and all that stuff. Another character.
It's solid and subtle, you know.
Exactly. So. And then you have the Odin Chaplet Dweller, the little creepy guy you meet in the Cathedral Ward.
Who's just a sad character.
Yeah, but once you get every available NPC, he becomes a cool dude that's like, yo, let's be friends afterwards. And I'm like, oh my god, yay. And then you kill him.
You do?
Yeah, you get the really good rune from him, the Formless Odin. That's fucking good.
That's the most selfish thing I've ever heard. It's like, let's be friends. Like, yeah, bam. Kills him. I was like, oh, why did you kill me? Man, I just needed the rune, honestly.
I know it saddens me, but like, oh well, I do that with every fucking
I didn't kill him in my first walkthrough. I don't know. I just let him be. On the second one, I just didn't because it wasn't even bothering bringing people into the challenge, into the area. Whatever. I was just like, well, you're dying too.
It's weirdly complicated as well for some reason. Even though there's only like 3-4 characters, there's just like really dumb reason to get them. But I'm not gonna bother that. And the only other NPC that I thought was interesting, was from this DLC, and that's Simon.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that NPC was also really solid. He was helping you out, and you get the bow from him, if I remember correctly.
Boat.
Bow.
Oh yeah.
No, boat.
Where did you get a fucking fishing boat in Bloodborne?
Oh, it's a fishing hamlet, so.
No, that's what I thought. But anyway, no, yeah, he's a good character.
I didn't say bow though. I said bow. Whatever. You get the bow from him, which is a solid weapon. It was actually pretty sick. But I really liked him as an NPC character. He was interesting to talk to. And in general, I liked him. I liked the fact that he was in the DLC.
Yeah, no, and I like the underlying text. Like, but the both of the character, like I mean, the hunter and Simon, they relate to each other because like they're being punished for something their predecessor did a long time ago, and then he dies because of it. And he's like, it's so fucking unfair in his deathbed, and that's like, yeah, dude, it is unfair. And then you steal his crap.
There's some bullshit. You're the main protagonist. You get fucking respawn. Die once, and this is the end. It's like, yeah, man, that's rough. I'm also gonna be looting your shit.
You're like, oh, nice spell. You're minioning this anymore.
Oh, he's dying. Oh, you got a nice boss. Like, man, I'm still not dead. Well, you're gonna be soon.
I like that, by the way. A lot of these games are fucking quotable as well.
Yeah, that's a solid NPC. Ones that weren't so solid is like the guy who's insane and kills everybody.
Oh, that guy as well. Yeah, I
You remember that
forgot
guy?
about him. You also had this
Dude,
old woman as well.
yeah, who's just a cunt. I remember talking to her in the beginning of the game. It's like, oh, do you know of a safe place? You didn't even know that that place existed. She's like, oh, you're such a piece of shit, blah blah blah. Then you're like, what? 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 You asked me for help,
Oh
and now
god.
you fucking insulted me. Like, come on, man.
And then you try killing him and then he becomes the beast and he's kind of hard apparently, but I never bother with him. I just send him to the clinic and just get some beast pellets from him.
Mm.
You also have the plain doll, which I completely forgot to mention. I like her design. I love her accents. Her dialogue is okay, but fuck me, is she forgettable.
Who?
The doll.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She really becomes interesting thanks to the DLC because with the whole Lady Maria dynamic, and then like, ugh, it lives long enough, I guess.
Mm. It's also interesting the fact that there's the whole story that she could be a sex doll.
Yeah, like, oh, like,
You never know, you know.
and that's an off comment as well. That's this amazing part. You also have Dorja from the old Yharnam, the guy who shoots you.
Oh yeah, that's psychopath.
Yeah, he can be interesting,
Apparently,
but
you can befriend him.
yeah.
Or something like that. But like, I never did. I would just kill him or just run past him.
No, the thing is with him though, you can befriend him, but then he's like, okay, don't kill any of the enemies here because if you do kill him, I will kill you as well. The thing is, the enemies will kill themselves because there's so much fucking fire around, and the game counts as you killing them. So that's like, oh, that's fucking fair game. Thanks.
That's rough.
I know. And then you have Adeline the nun, crazy bitch, and that's pretty much it.
I don't even remember her.
Do you even remember Vault,
Who?
the guy with the tin hat?
Who?
Yeah, I know.
Volter, that guy.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the NPC names right now. Well, let me search it out real quick. You forgot somebody though. You
The
forgot
Patches?
the ripoff of Patches, the spider guy.
Yeah, I don't like him. It's just like, I don't think it's interesting. He's a spider, good for him.
He's just Patches. He's just a cunt, you know.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Like,
it.
you've been done better in the first game, and think about it, I think he was only done well in the first game. I mean, Dark Souls, I mean.
Oh yeah, just this guy, the guy with the team. I don't know. I didn't really talk to him. Didn't really bother with him. I just know I think I killed him in one of my walkthroughs because you get like a ability from him or something like that.
I think, yeah.
That's why I killed him. And yeah, that's about it.
And there's more NPCs, but I just don't mention them because I don't think they're interesting. Like, for the DLC wise, I forgot to mention Saint Adeline. This is weird woman that you give some brain fluids.
Yeah, she transforms. I remember that one.
Yeah.
She transforms into one of the enemies there, and I think you kill her.
Yeah, you get like the milkweed.
Yeah, some shit like that.
She does have interesting dialogue, but that's pretty much it for her.
Yeah. And then there's the other guy who goes around trying to kill you.
Yeah, Breder, I
DLC?
hate him because he's like, do you hear the bell? No? Okay, you're fucking lying. I'm gonna kill you. And then you say yes, and then he's like, you're fucking lying and I'm going to kill you. So like, okay, there's like no right answer with you, is it?
Oh yeah, he just wants to kill you.
Yeah, I love his set, by the way. It's one of my favorite sets.
But he's
like,
got a cool outfit, so you know there's that.
Definitely one of my favorite in the game. You also have the all 100 Yamamura, which is just a nice nod to Sekiro that was probably in development at the time and we didn't know about that. This all From Software is really good at that, actually.
Let me just search it real quick, see what his design was. I mean, Sekiro, I guess.
Yamamura is from the East. What was the next game made after Bloodborne?
Oh, the name, but his character design reminds you nothing of that.
It's based on a fucking Japanese attire.
Fair enough, I guess.
Because in Dark Souls 1
ju-
DLC, there's also a character
Yeah.
wearing something that seems from Bloodborne.
Saw it.
It's a nice reference.
True.
So yeah, that's pretty much all the things I wanted to talk about Bloodborne. I like the game. It took me a while to get into it, a couple of playthroughs just for me to admit it. But overall, it's a fun game.
I mean, I I got the fucking all of the trophies, so I mean that kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think there's gonna be a person insane enough to spend their free time acquiring all the trophies if they didn't like the game and losing sleep to finish it. Like, how would you do that if you don't like the game?
I fucking hated Persona 5, yet I beat that game twice.
When did you
No,
beat the game
that's
a
a
second
lie.
time?
No, I'm talking about the vanilla game. I remember I did all of the fucking confidants, and I'm like, that's it. I'm not touching this again. I didn't even bother finishing that playthrough. I'm literally at the end game, and I'm like, no more.
I tried to do the confidence in my first run. I didn't manage. And then I remember when I played the game for the first time, I was like, oh, I'm gonna replay it. And then I finished the game and I was just like,
Never touching
yeah,
this again.
how about no? Jesus Christ.
But like, let's
That
actually talk
game
about a
was
good game.
Such a disappointment.
Bloodborne is a great game.
But Bloodborne is a good game, and you have a PS4, and you haven't played it. What the fuck are you doing? Just pick up the game.
It's an exclusive for another 3 months, and then Sony's gonna put it on Steam. I'm calling it now.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they did it with fucking Horizon Dawn. They could have done it by now.
Horizon Dawn got a second game, and the first one's been released for such a long time.
I feel like Bloodborne's gonna
Only-
get on the PC soon one day, I think.
Maybe it could be. But
It's gonna
I
be a
don't know.
while, definitely, but like I can sense it.
You know, Bloodborne might come on the PC, right? When Bloodborne 2 comes out, because that's what they did with the Horizon game.
Dawn,
Like the second game came out, and they're like, "Oh, PC can get the first game." It's like, I see what you're doing. It's like
fuck me,
they're literally clickbaiting, you know? Like, oh, play the first game. Did you like it? Yeah. Well, how about you want to play the second game? Yeah.
PS5.
Okay, PS5.
I need to.
Motherfucker.
I'm waiting for another really good game to come out for the PS5 before I can justify it. But the only game so far is Demon's Souls, and that's a fucking remaster.
Yeah, but it looks good. Like the graphics
It
look amazing.
does, but then I realized my monitor is shit. I need to upgrade.
Yeah, like honestly, why would you get a PS5 if you don't got like a 4K monitor? I mean,
Honestly,
you can still get it, but like it's advertised as a 4K gaming device, right? So if you don't got a 4K, monitor or TV, is it worth buying?
but I'm still fucking using hand-me-downs.
Yeah, nah, I'm not getting that console anytime soon. Probably for at least another 2 years. But it is what it is.
Oh fuck me! I had bought a PS4 after 5 months of it being on the fucking market.
Anyway, like even if you want one nowadays, I'm pretty
How you
sure
gonna
it's so
find
hard
it?
to find
Yeah.
the like. Yeah, nah.
Was it the,
like,
okay?
there's
This is the
Yeah.
massive fucking signable. Was it the same for the PS4?
I'm not sure. Honestly. I got my PS4
On day one.
about roughly on day one, like around that time, maybe like a week or two later. Not too long.
I know we
Too
are in the
long.
middle of a fucking pandemic. I think that's something to mention.
Yeah, but the PS5 seems to be bought more, I guess. I don't know, because people complain that it's soft stock and they can't find one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't
There's-
seen one in real life so far. I've seen the controller on sale, but not the fucking console itself.
I've seen games, PS5 games. I haven't seen the actual console, which is just fucking hilarious. Going in the shop saying, "Oh, PS5 game." It's like, "Yeah, where's the console?" "Oh, PS5 game." It's like, "Wow, that's nice."
We're going on a fucking massive night. No, Bloodborne is a great game. I think we can leave it at that because fuck me, I think this is the longest podcast I have so far. Shit.
Solo game.
It's good. It's good. You should buy it. It's good. And it's fucking dirt cheap now. Only $20, I think. With the PlayStation
Plus
hits
the
crap.
DLC. I
Yeah,
think.
that as well.
Yep. I just something just popped up in my head. Like, why the fuck are we advertising from software games? We're not even getting paid.
You should buy them all.
Oh yeah, I can buy all of the From Software games, even though I don't get shit for saying that.
I get nothing so far. I get like guilt.
You don't get even that. Okay.
I don't even get views.
You don't even get oxygen.
I forget to breathe.
Damn.
I so want to buy the Bloodborne soundtrack, but they're expensive.
Now we're getting off track.
Music is fantastic.
Are you gonna wrap up the podcast? This is your job, not mine.
I almost fucking end Dark Souls.